Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Hero's Journey, a step-by-step guide to becoming an integrated male, by Dr. Michael Pariser, forward by Dr. Robert Glover, narrated by Dr. Michael Pariser. Publisher's Note: this audiobook includes bonus material. Please visit Tantor.com and type No More Mr. Nice Guy into the search box. Follow the link to the book's page. Then, under the Supplemental Content section, please enter the access code RECOVERY and then click the Unlock button to access the bonus material. The code should be entered in all lowercase letters. The bonus material can also be found at www.drparisertherapy.com. Click on the tab that says Hero's Journey and find the document labeled Supplemental Material. Resources for Nice Guy Recovery. As you go through your journey to Integration City, you will want to have as many avenues for support as possible. Please feel free to refer to Dr. Pariser's website or Dr. Glover's. There you will find classes, books, and other resources to help you with your recovery. www.drparisertherapy.com or www.drglover.com. If you are local in Los Angeles, please feel free to attend Dr. Pariser's monthly workshop. Go to www.meetup.com and join my ongoing group, The Remasculators. You will get information about all events taking place. As additional resources, and to help you with your journey, you can access 2 free gifts for buyers of this book. The first is a supplementary chapter that takes you through the process of change, growing pleasures, growing pains. The second is a recorded conversation between Dr. Robert Glover and Dr. Michael Pariser, which is available on both video and audio. Go to www.drpariser.com/growth to download them. Disclaimer: although you may find the information, principles, applications, and assignments in this book to be useful, they are presented with the understanding that the author is not engaged or intending to engage in providing specific medical, psychological, emotional, or sexual advice. Nor is anything in this book intended to be a diagnosis, prescription, recommendation, or cure for any specific kind of medical, psychological, emotional, or sexual problem. Each person has unique needs, and this book cannot take these individual differences into account. Each person should engage in a program of treatment, prevention, cure, and/or general health only in consultation with licensed, qualified physicians, therapists, and/or other competent professionals. Acknowledgements. Any list of those people most due my gratitude must start with Robert Glover. When I read his book, it changed my life for the better. In his pages, I found my problems spelled out in clear language that enabled me to hone the focus of my personal growth. In addition, getting to know him as a colleague and friend has been one of the most rewarding relationship experiences of my life. This book would not have been possible had he not encouraged me to write it, provided critical feedback, and supported me emotionally all through the writing process. Many other people helped prepare me to write this book as well, particularly those who taught me about emotions. First among those is Dr. Lynn Jacobs, who was my personal therapist for 9 years. She both confronted and encouraged me to access my feelings and use them effectively. To the extent that I have anything useful to say about emotional life, she deserves a major share of the credit. She now continues to help me be a better and more emotionally open person in tandem with Dr. Robert Morris and the members of our Wednesday morning emotional process group. They don't let me get away with anything, which is exactly what I need. Their input into my issues is woven throughout the fabric of this guide. I also need to mention Dr. Carl Faber, who passed away, sadly, in 2005. A Jungian therapist, I worked with him for only a short while, but during that time he took me on my own hero's journey. For many years, I kept his picture on my desk as a personal guide. He remains an inspiration to me still. Of course, this guide would not be in the shape it's in without the help of the wise eyes of careful and intelligent readers who made thoughtful comments and suggestions. They shed light on a myriad of areas where I was in the dark. I am eternally indebted to them for that. Mark Stein, David Perlman, Corinne Babayan, Ginger Schwartz, Asi Rachitsky, Austin Robeson, and Cody Sayers. Finally, I owe thanks to the many men who have been my patients or attended my workshops. They asked challenging questions, shared their stories, and opened themselves to me. Their pain is my pain. Their wounds are my wounds. They are at the heart of this guide. Dedication. This guide is dedicated to all the nice guys out there who have been lost and didn't know how to be found. I hope the work you will do with this book will help you get where you want to go. Forward to No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Hero's Journey by Dr. Robert Glover. It was never my intention to write a book. My personal relationship struggles had led me into therapy and recovery from what, in time, I came to call the nice guy syndrome. I began this journey trying to find out why being nice, pleasing, generous, self-sacrificing, and giving, and often avoidant, less than honest, manipulative, and approval-seeking, didn't make my wife happy and didn't make her treat me the way I wanted. I quickly began to learn about boundaries, self-care, toxic shame, making my needs a priority, soothing my anxiety, covert contracts, and honesty and transparency. As a marriage and family therapist, I also began to notice that many men who came to me for counseling with their wives and girlfriends seemed to be and talk a lot like me. I'm a nice guy, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I treat her well, better than her ex. I do everything to make her happy, but it's never enough. She's angry all the time, and she never wants to have sex anymore. When is it going to be my turn? I could finish their sentences for them. I realized that I was not alone in my life paradigm, based on the facade of niceness. Other men had a very similar, faulty roadmap. Upon this realization, in the early 90s, I started my first No More Mr. Nice Guy men's group and began writing handouts for the men in this group that explained what I was learning about the causes and cures of the nice guy syndrome. In time, I was leading up to 5 of these nice guy recovery groups a week. These men, and their wives and girlfriends, began telling me that I should write a book. So, for 7 years I wrote. Upon completion, I worked 3 more years to get my book published. Now, some 17 years since publication, that book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, has been translated into multiple languages, has become a perennial bestseller, and is changing lives around the world. Enter Dr. Michael Pariser, a recovering nice guy himself, whom I met in 2012 when he came to Seattle to do a workshop with me. We developed an immediate bond that grew into a deeper relationship as Michael became my colleague and friend. What's more important, he shared my commitment of taking the No More Mr. Nice Guy message to the world. Over the years, Michael and I led several workshops and live Q&A sessions for recovering nice guys, and brainstormed ways to more effectively help men on their journeys of reclaiming their true selves. Out of these exchanges came the idea of creating a workbook companion to No More Mr. Nice Guy, which I encouraged Michael to write. Just a month or 2 into his writing, Michael sent me some sample chapters, and I was blown away. His first pass at a rough draft contained profoundly powerful material, so I suggested he expand his vision from just a workbook to a standalone book of its own. I encouraged him to really own the subject, and he did. The result is No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Hero's Journey. It is an eloquent yet down-to-earth guide for navigating out of a life controlled by anxiety, shame, and fear into one filled with confidence, celebration, and love. A key element is the archetype of the hero's journey that guides the reader through a very logical progression of personal exploration, challenge, and growth. Building on the principles presented in No More Mr. Nice Guy, Michael leads the journeyer through every fork in the road, every bend in the river, and every change of the winds, all of which bring a new adventure to be lived. Throughout, he provides support, understanding, and encouragement to keep the recovering nice guy moving forward on his own hero's journey. We men tend to want a plan, a schematic, a magic bullet. We also often want to know how long this thing is going to take. No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Hero's Journey, offers not only a tried and tested roadmap, but a legitimate way to speed up the process of recovery from the nice guy syndrome. As I wrote in No More Mr. Nice Guy, this process is not about becoming a different man or a better man. The true hero's journey is about becoming more of the man one already is, the best of who one is. Every man must make his own journey, but no man has to go it alone. No More Mr. Nice Guy, The Hero's Journey, provides not only a practical plan for masculine initiation into developing self-acceptance and mastery, but also companionship and support along the way. In a day and age when tribe and masculine initiation is lacking, and so needed, the hero's journey that Michael spells out is just the formula so many men are needing to become complete, authentic, and integrated men. Dr. Robert Glover, author of No More Mr. Nice Guy, A Proven Plan for Getting What You Want in Love, Life, and Sex. January 21st, 2020, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Introduction. In the middle of the journey of my life, I came to myself within a dark wood where the straight way was lost. Dante Alighieri. What is a hero if not for his journey? J.H. Wyman. Confessions of a Nice Guy. Once upon a time, I was a nice guy, and man, was I miserable. I couldn't understand why life didn't work for me the way it did for other guys. I was anxious, depressed, and angry at the world. Lovers, bosses, men, women, family, friends, no one could make me feel the way I wanted to feel. I hated them for it, and I hated myself. At the same time, ironically, I tried to get everyone to like me. Maybe if they did, I thought, I would hate myself less. I might even be happy. Fat chance. I couldn't please all the people in the world, of course, and those who claimed to like me I didn't trust. Worse yet, other people's liking me never stopped me from disliking myself. Professionally, I was getting nowhere. I imagined myself a great artist, a film director like Marty Scorsese. I only needed to generate a creative vision, I thought, and the world would beat a path to my proverbial doorstep. But I could never create that vision. Trained by a domineering mother to serve her emotional needs, I couldn't access my own desires. So, rather than being creative, I supported the artistic creations of others. I knew I was capable of something more, but for the life of me, I just couldn't figure out how to make that happen. I was most desperate in the romantic arena. I worked my ass off to make women love me, but they never seemed to, at least not the ones I most desired. I was tortured by the nagging conviction that I had settled, not selected, and that there was a much better woman waiting out there for me, if only I could find her. One day, in a fit of frustration over my latest run of depressing dates, I ordered a batch of pickup books off the internet, hoping to glean the secrets of men who could get any woman they wanted. I expected that No More Mr. Nice Guy would be just one more how-to manual, something along the lines of how to fuck more women by being a complete asshole. And then I read it, and my life changed. In Dr. Glover's picture of Nice Guy Syndrome, I found a frighteningly accurate depiction of everything that was going wrong for me, almost as if he had been following me around, taking notes. Reading further, I discovered that almost all my issues were connected to one central theme. I believed that if I made other people happy, especially women, I would get the love I desperately wanted and live a problem-free existence. Right. My discovery that day was painful. No, worse. Yes, I uncovered the big issue, but so what? What was I going to do about that? I didn't have a clue. On a whim, I called Dr. Glover, and to my surprise, he invited me to take a workshop with him. That was how I found myself in an office in Seattle with 6 other guys. I listened carefully as Dr. Glover talked of his own struggle as an ineffective nice guy, along with his emotional journey to becoming an integrated male. Right then and there, I decided that if he could do it, so could I. Without pause, I threw myself fully into understanding what makes nice guys like me tick. I did therapy, focused on breaking free from the long-standing knots in which I was bound. Working as a psychologist, I treated nice guys, and I ran a monthly workshop focused on nice guy issues. All these things were painful and difficult, but they helped me gain a new perspective on the way nice guys see life and why it doesn't work. And as I learned, I applied my newly acquired knowledge to my own life, trying my best to shift the way I thought, acted, and related to the world around me. Did it work? And was it worth it? For me, the answer to both those questions was a resounding hell yes. It took time and effort, but I can honestly say that I have never been happier in my life. Increasingly, I have stronger friendships, greater professional success, a warmer love, and hotter sex. I say what I want and go after it. I am better at setting boundaries and holding them. I can say yes and no because that's what I mean and not because I think I have to. I experience myself more as a man among men and even as a leader. I'm less of a frightened nice guy seeking everyone else's approval and more of a confident man, clearer in my decisions and intentions. Gradually, over time, I have become an integrated male. What exactly is an integrated male, and how is he different from a nice guy? And what's wrong with being a nice guy anyway? Isn't it better than being an insensitive asshole? These are questions I get all the time from patients, men in my workshops, and people in random conversations. You've probably asked some of them yourself. Obviously, it's not always bad to be nice. Congeniality is a wonderful attribute to have, especially when a man's goodness is consciously chosen and freely given. Nice guy syndrome, however, is marked by inflexible commandments, compulsive behaviors, and hidden agendas. The nice guy has no choice but to be accommodating and pleasant in the face of potential rejection, and his apparent amiability masks a seething cauldron of hurt, fear, and resentment. So, although niceness may be wonderful, nice guy syndrome isn't. To be more specific, the central problem with nice guy syndrome is not the agreeableness in and of itself. It's the rigidity with which it's applied. There's an old saying that if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Nice guys are like that, banging away at everything with anti-creative, safety-first strategies. And you've doubtless observed that all that hammering hasn't gotten you what you want in life. Let's face it, If you want to deal effectively with life in all its unpredictable complexity, you're going to need different tools and better. And here's the big secret. You already own all the tools you need, you're just not using them. Under the spell of childhood fears, you aren't allowing yourself to realize all the many wonderful qualities you possess or to apply them effectively. An integrated male has. But he hasn't simply replaced the hammer with a screwdriver or a wrench. Over time, he's developed a full chest of tools and knows which ones to use in any given situation. Which is to say, an integrated male embraces all his qualities, good, bad, and otherwise, and uses them to engage effectively with the world. He can be selfless and selfish, orderly and messy, safe and risky, sexual and loving, strong and gentle, vibrant and calm, sensible and wild, active and passive, flexible and stable, emotional and rational, and all things in between. And when you become an integrated male, you can relate to the world from a position of strength, kindness, wisdom, and effectiveness. Doing so will feel rewarding in and of itself, but there are even greater benefits to be gained. The more you relate from an open, integrated stance, the more you make these principles your own, the better you will be able to apply them wherever you decide to go and whatever you choose to do. Metaphorically speaking, you will enter Integration City, the place of solidity, serenity, and strength. And at long last you will become an integrated male, the man you've always wanted to be. I want to add a note here about the fact that this book is emerging in a unique point in cultural space and time. For thousands of years, men have dominated and oppressed women, and women accepted that harsh treatment as normal. Now, however, women are working hard to redefine their feminine values, free of traditional male dominance. In the face of this quantum shift in cultural values, many men are confused about their masculinity. Aren't we the stronger ones, the hunters, the fighters, the protectors? So shouldn't we lead? And if not, then what is our proper place? Is the new role to kowtow to every woman so as not to be seen as a reactionary jerk? We've always been nice guys. Do we need to stay that way forever? The answer is that an integrated male is neither a controlling asshole nor a subservient wimp. He is strong and assertive without sacrificing his strengths as a man. He embraces healthy, not toxic masculinity. Doing so, he becomes capable of being a true partner to a strong woman. They can work together to create something better for both of them and for the culture as a whole. In this guide, you will learn to be that kind of man. That's what your journey is all about. The Hero's Journey. So, how can you become an integrated male? You will need to undergo the same quest that I took, and that other men before me have taken as well. You will need to look long and hard at your history, your ongoing issues, your dysfunctional coping strategies. You will have to give up your favorite roles, nice guy, put upon victim, selfless martyr. You will have to step up and do things you've never done before. Take the lead, follow your heart, share your feelings. You will have to embark on the greatest adventure of your life, your personal quest for authentic manhood. I call it the nice guy hero's journey. You may have heard of the hero's journey. The concept was developed by Joseph Campbell to describe the mythic quest that takes its protagonist from one level to another, higher one. According to Campbell, this journey forms the central narrative of many, if not all, of the world's great sagas, myths, and epics. It is based on the psychological growth of the human being as he moves from childhood to maturity. The hero's journey has a defined beginning and a hoped-for end, but no clear path from one to the other. It begins with the calling. The hero is awakened out of his childhood slumber to take up a goal, whether it be to find the Golden Fleece, kill the Minotaur, or destroy the Death Star, and he will not stop until his goal is accomplished. The calling can be refused, of course, and the journey never made. But the true heroes, real and fictional, who took up the challenge, survived their ordeals and triumphed. Their names live on. Jason and the Argonauts, Ulysses, Perseus, who slew Medusa, and even Luke Skywalker. That calling is followed by the initiation. The threshold is crossed, and there is now no turning back. A mentor is often found at this point to provide critical guidance. You may know this sage as John the Baptist, Gandalf the Grey, or my personal favorite, perhaps because I, too, am short, bald, and increasingly wrinkled, Master Yoda. Buoyed by guide and fresh passion, the hero sets off. Along the way, he will encounter a series of increasingly difficult obstacles that will test his skills and ingenuity. They may be demons, furies, sandstorms and whirlpools, or the seductive lure of the sirens or pussy galore. No matter the form, all these barriers must be overcome if the hero is to reach his eventual destination. The final confrontation is the ultimate test of the hero's skills. He must do the nearly impossible in battle with the darkest force in the universe. It is Argus the Thousand-Eyed who guards the Golden Fleece, Medusa with hair of snakes and paralyzing eyes, or Darth Vader and the immensity of the Death Star, and he must win. Finally, prize in hand, the hero returns to his normal life a different man. From that point forward, he will use his newfound gifts to enhance his life and the lives of those around him. He will thrive in peace and generosity, making the world a better place for everyone to live. And now it's your turn. I know you've heard the calling. Maybe it was when you read Dr. Glover's book and found yourself depicted in painful detail. Maybe it was when your partner threatened to leave you if you didn't change. Maybe it was after the 10th time you were passed over for promotion, the 100th time a woman rejected you, or the 1,000th time you beat yourself up for one of life's failures. Or maybe, like me, you just got good and tired of trying everything you know and still living a life of deep and constant misery. So you know it's time for a change, a new initiation. Time to stop envying other men for having what you always dreamed would be yours. Time to start having it for yourself. The professional promotions, the rewarding relationships, the brighter future, the deep and abiding sense of well-being. You can have them all. This is your hero's journey from nice guy to integrated male. The ultimate reward is not going to be delivered to your door, however. You will need to make it happen. You'll have to put down the bong or the beer or the video game controller, get off the couch, and get real. In the sage words of the talking heads, this ain't no disco, this ain't no party, this ain't no fooling around. So pack your sack, Jack, and get ready to get on the road. And make sure to pack this guide. You'll need it. A true hero's journey is a daunting quest. The road is tricky and sometimes treacherous. There are plenty of wrong turns you can take. I know. I took them all. I wrote this guide to help you avoid some of the mistakes I made and instead to take the most effective route with the greatest possible outcome. This guide will take you step by step through the process of masculine integration, the one I took and the one I've helped many men take as well. Not that your path will be identical to mine, but, like the quests of the mythic heroes, there will be enough similarities to make my experiences useful to you in your own emotional odyssey. Consider it a GPS for your nice guy's hero's journey, your very own roadmap to Integration City. Use it well. Planning the journey and using this guide. I need to be blunt with you. The hero's journey is not a stroll on a sunny day. It takes hard work and...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?